Imagine a bear and her 4 cubs are living underneath your deck. Well, that's exactly what happened at one home in the State Line area. Unfortunately, the mother died sometime last week, leaving the cubs to fend for themselves. Paul Nelson joins us live in the studio after talking to wildlife officials about these young black bears. So, Paul, what's next for the cubs?
Well, Landon, luckily the Nevada Department of Wildlife was able to rescue all 4 of them, 2 males and 2 females. The plan is to raise them at the animal ark until they're old enough to release back into the wild. It's something that's been done before, just not with this many at one time.
Diana Heibel is preparing for a lot of work and commitment, caring for these 3.5-month-old bear cubs for the next 9 or 10 months. Each one weighs about 7 pounds.
They're very timid. They have lost their mom, and they're frightened.
And Dow captured the black bear cubs Saturday after their 18-year-old mother died of an unknown cause.
We just knew that we had to do something. We just couldn't let 4 cubs go and let nature take its course because they were living in and amongst human beings.
This is nothing new, but the number of cubs is unusual.
You have 4 orphaned cubs at the same time from the same mother. That is indeed rare. This is a first-time occurrence for us to have that many cubs having to deal with them at the same time.
It's very unusual, and this early. We normally don't have cubs this early. It's usually, toward the end of summer.
The cubs are being fed food that mimics their natural diet. Right now, it's formula, rice cereal, and applesauce. But officials don't want them to learn to rely on humans for food. Late this fall, they'll be put into hibernation and placed back into the wilderness.
We will actually put these cubs in an artificial den, and then they will emerge from that den next spring and will hopefully become wild bears on their own.
The animal ark has a goal to release all of their bears. 2 were not fit to go back into the wild, including this one. But 30 others have been successfully raised and released so far.
They do well. They tend to stay in those wild areas, and this is a way we can give them a second chance.
They're going to be able to give those bears what they deserve, a best chance at becoming wild.
Now, these cubs will probably weigh between 60 and 100 pounds when they're released. By then, it'll cost about $100 per bear per week to feed them. And that's why the Animal Ark is asking for donations. If you're interested in helping, call the Animal Ark at 970-3111. Or head to our website, KTVN.com. We have a link set up for you. Covering the story live in the studio, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.